Simran, come on up. Well, Shah Rukh Khan once said to his Simran that बड़े बड़े देश में ऐसी छोटी छोटी बातें होती रहती है. But Senor and Senorita, today we are here not to celebrate any small baatein. Today, in this choti state of Connecticut, we are gathered to celebrate the big celebration of our own Simran going to college. It's my distinct pleasure to host this event on behalf of the proud parents, Vivek and Ankur. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. I welcome you all. When I first heard that I have to MC the ceremony, I have to speak, I thought, okay, this should be easy, right? After all, you are Titli, a butterfly, which literally means that you fly from one place to another. And if you have ever tried to catch a butterfly, you know it's impossible. They are always moving from one flower to another, right? Well, our Titli has been doing pretty much the same thing. One achievement to another. High school graduation, check. Graduation in 2 genres of Indian music, check. Being a wonderful daughter, a great friend, and somehow doing it all with a smile, check. I have known her parents for a long time, and they are wonderful people, trust me. But lately I have to admit I'm becoming a little suspicious. They have clearly discovered a parenting tips that they are not sharing with us all, so we'll have a word after this. But jokes aside, Titli has grown up to her name, a butterfly which symbolizes growth, transformation, beauty and resilience. It begins its life from one form and quietly prepares itself and then emerges ready to soar. Watching Titli over the years has reminded me of that beautiful journey. She has grown not only into a talented young woman, but also into someone with grace, humility, and quiet confidence. I will never miss an opportunity to embarrass you next time. So today, we are celebrating not her high school graduation, but the remarkable dedication that has led her to complete the graduation in 2 genres of Indian music, Ravindra Sangeet in 2024 and Hindustani Classic in 2025. And just to give you another backstory of it, or a little secret of it, according to the Sarva Bharatiya Sangeet and Sanskriti Parishad, she is the first one in US to achieve that in Ravindra Sangeet. Talent may open the door, but achievement like these come only through the years of discipline, countless hours of practice, and an unwavering commitment to the excellence. She's friendly, she's funny, she's polite, respectful, and exceptionally honest. But the quality that I admire her the most is the way she embraces challenges. No matter what comes her way, she seems to accept it with a smile. I have never seen her without a smile. So, this celebration is also very special to me and my family because my daughter is also going to UConn along with her. So we are hoping for a long friendship which has started many years ago and that to continue. And they're going to start another exciting chapter together, heading off to the same college. To Vivek and Ankur, congratulations. Today reflects not only Titli's hard work, but also the love, values and encouragement that you have given you through the year. And with that, I will start with the program. And to say a few words. I will first call Titli's grandma to be on the stage, please.
সবাইকে আমার আন্তরিক শুভেচ্ছা জানিয়ে আমি কিছু বলছি। প্রথমেই বলি, আমাদের সোনামণি জীবনে প্রথম দিদা আর দাদুর আনন্দ যেটা, সেটা আমরা ওর থেকে পেয়েছি। আর ওই ছোট্ট হাতে যখন আমাদের হাত ধরতো, ধরে ধরে হাঁটতো, তখন যে কি আনন্দ পেতাম সে কথা আর বলার অপেক্ষা রাখে না। তারপর একটু বড় হলো, খাওয়া দাওয়া শুরু হলো, তখন করতো সারাক্ষণ মুখে নিয়ে খাবারটা মুখে নিয়ে থাকে। আমাদের বাড়িতে একটা বুড়ি হয়ে গেছিল, তিতলি খাও, তিতলি খাও, তিতলি খাও। তারপরে এরকম অনেকদিন গেল। তারপরে ওরা ওদেশ থেকে এদেশে পাড়ি দিল। তারপর এদেশে আসার পর ভাষা বোঝে না, এই দেশের চালচলন বোঝে না। প্রথমে খুব কষ্ট পেয়েছে, সেগুলো অবশ্য আমরা পরে জানতে পেরেছি। যাই হোক, তারপর আস্তে আস্তে এসব বুঝতে বুঝতে এবং রপ্ত হয়ে গেছে সব কিছুতে। তারপরে স্কুল জীবন শুরু হলো। আর মনে পড়ে সকল স্কুল জীবনে যখন যেত তখনও মনে পড়ে, সকালবেলা যখন তৈরি হয়েছে মুখে খাওয়ার নিয়ে ঘুমোচ্ছে, এই কথা, এইসব ছোট ছোট ঘটনা আমাদের জীবনে মনে পড়ে। তারপর আরো বড় হলো, যখন ঝিনুক এলো তখন যে ওর কি আনন্দ ঝিনুককে নিয়ে, মানে এতটুকু হিংসা কোনোদিন করেনি, প্রচন্ড আনন্দ ঝিনুককে, আর ঝিনুকের ব্যাপারে অসম্ভব কেয়ারিং। তারপরে ধীরে ধীরে স্কুল জীবন শুরু হলো। তারপর থেকে আমরা প্রত্যেক সামারে আসা শুরু করলাম। প্রত্যেক সামারে আসতাম, 3-4 মাস থাকতাম। ওরা সবাই আমাদের গায়ে জড়িয়ে থাকত। আর আমাদের খুশি করার জন্য ওরা বাংলা বলা শিখত, এটাও একটা ব্যাপার। আমরা কেন বলেছিলাম যে তোমরা বাংলা না বললে আমরা আসবো, সেই জন্য। তারপরে দেখলাম আস্তে আস্তে একটু বড় হতে হতে দেখলাম ওর গানের প্রতি অসম্ভব মানে ভালো লাগা, ভালোবাসা, এবং গানের গলা খুব সুন্দর, খুব ভালো, যেটা আমাদের খুব মোহিত করলো সব মিলে। তারপর আমরা আস্তে আস্তে আরেকটু বড় হলো, স্কুল হলো। তারপরে ওর মিষ্টি গলার গান শুনতে আমরা খুব ভালোবাসতাম। তারপরে আমাদের সঙ্গে গায়ে লেগে থাকতো, এমনকি মাঝরাতে আমাদের কাছে চলে আসতো খুব, এরকম করতো। তারপরে সকলের প্রতি ভীষণ মায়াশীল, উদার, স্বাভাবিকভাবে একটু নরম কথা বলা, সকলের সঙ্গে এইসব করতো। তারপর মায়াবী চোখ দুটো যেন আমাদের জড়িয়ে থাকে সবসময়। তারপর ওর এখন তো বড় হয়েছে, নতুন জায়গায় যাচ্ছে একটা, কিন্তু ওর কতগুলো ক্যারেক্টারের আছে। ও খুব সফট স্পোকেন এবং ভেরি মাচ কেয়ারিং, এইগুলো আমরা খুব ভালোবাসি। এইভাবে ও আমাদের জড়িয়ে থাকে। ভবিষ্যতে আমি আশীর্বাদ করবো, ভবিষ্যতে তুমি এগিয়ে যাও এবং তুমি যে যা করতে চাও, যা হতে চাও, সেখানে যেন সফল হও, এটাই আমার মাত্র আন্তরিক। ঠিক আছে, এই কথা বলে আমি শেষ করছি।
Titli, we are incredibly proud of you today. You know how hard you have worked to reach at this moment. As you start this exciting new chapter, stay curious, say yes to opportunities, make great friends, and continue being your kind self. And remember, not every decision needs a group chat, a poll, or an AI prompt. Trust yourself. You'll be surprised how often you're right. Congratulations again, we love you, and we can't wait to see where life takes you. More makes more memories.
So apart from being Ankur's younger brother, I was the youngest of 10 cousins growing up. So Titli or Simran is the first baby in my life. The first soiled diaper I saw was hers. And in some ways, my fondest memories of her are stuck in the first few years of her life. When she was in Pune, I was in Mumbai, and I used to look forward to the weekends so I could go and play with her. Now, as she moved here, distance, time zones, and life got in between, so we haven't spent a lot of time together. But I have followed her life as she moved from being a bubbly child to a shy and rebellious teenager, and now an adult with growing confidence. As you spread your wings and go out in the world, Titli, I hope you fall in love with the whole world and the whole world with you.
A little bit closer left.
Congratulations.
Okay, 1, 2.
Arindam and Sudesha to share a few words, please.
Good afternoon. I think everyone here knows me, but if you don't, my name is Sudeshna, and I'm Titli's favorite machine. And Titli is my biggest fan. She's also a fan of Shah Rukh Khan, or Sarukh Khan, as the girls used to call him. So I'm in really good company. I will say though that this guy Shah Rukh Khan had to do a song and a dance and all this drama to get into Titli's affections. I never had to do any of that. So just saying, truly favorite machine. When Titli and Arini were toddlers, they came with a built-in alarm clock. The alarm clock went off exactly at 10 p.m. They could play happily together for hours on end until at night they had the fight. Precisely at 10. Not earlier, not later, it was remarkable. The fight was usually about a toy. The toy varied, the time never did. So that time became our cue to head home. Except, as soon as we uttered the words, "Let's go home," everything changed. The tears stopped, the fight ended, nobody wanted the toy anymore, and neither wanted the other one to go home. "Let's go home" became the magic mantra that solved every problem. The playdates became sleepovers, the sleepovers kept multiplying, but the magic mantra continued to work. From picky eating, and seriously, they took forever to eat, to wanting black juice, which was Ankur's code for Coke and Pepsi, to not listening, to making messes, you name it. As Chinook was once asked, "Are we doing Jamila to you?" These girls did a lot of Jamila to us. But no matter what Jamila they did, the magic mantra worked like a charm. It wasn't all Jamila though. I have very fond memories of them playing together, reading together, even writing their own stories, illustrating them. They liked to paint, often with Ankur's guidance. They liked crafting. I remember those elaborate cardboard houses that you guys made for your piggy toys. I want to tell you one more story, mainly because Ankur's uncle is here. Titli's uncle is here, I'm sorry. This happened in Ankur's car. She was driving Titli and Arini, but I love this story, so I have to tell you before she can tell you. Arini had learned something new, and she had to tell her friend. Arini says, I have a mother's brother. His name is Mama. Titli was so surprised. I have a mother's brother. His name is Mama? But his last name is Josh. So that was for you, Josh Mama, or Mama Josh. Anyhow, all these stories, all of this is to say that I have had the privilege and joy of watching Titli grow up from this cute little girl in pigtails to this lovely, elegant young lady that she is today. There was a very cute narco phase in between that I miss, chubby cheeks and all. Titli is now a talented and accomplished young woman, not just a scholar, but a singer with the voice of an angel. To me, Titli epitomizes that children's rhyme, what are little girls made of? Sugar and spice, and all things nice. Titli has such a sweet temper, I know. It has been sorely tried by both her parents yelling at her at the same time. She has a kind heart, as all her friends will attest to, I'm sure. And she has a very generous nature, of which Chino, I'm told, is the primary recipient. Dunkin' and ice cream, right, Chinko? To Titli, I want to say, stay true to your sweet nature, be curious, and most importantly, no matter how hard it gets, persevere. Always choose to take one more step, just one, just that next step, and you will go far. Farther than you can imagine. To us though, Uncle and I, no matter how far you go, and however much you grow, you will always be our little Titli. And if Titli does Jamila in college, what are we saying to her? Let's go home. We love you, Titli buddy. We're proud of you. Can't wait to see what you do next. Congratulations.
Hi everyone, my name's Inaba and I'm one of Simran's friends, officially since freshman year of high school, as most of you probably know. Simran and I have had what feels like a billion fallouts since 3rd grade, but I'll always be grateful for our 9th grade science fair because that was the day that we rekindled our friendship. Looking back now, I'm so glad we did. Over the past 4 years, Simran has always been there for me in so many ways. Whenever I was having a bad day, she somehow knew exactly how to make me laugh and smile. Whether it was making me laugh, listening to me vent, or distracting me with the most random stories, she was always there. She's the kind of friend who's always willing to listen, give advice, or just be there when you need someone. No matter what was going on, I knew I could count on her. One thing about Simran is that she's impossible to stay mad at. Trust me, for the 6 years before freshman year, I tried. But somehow we'd end up laughing together again like nothing ever happened, and I wouldn't have wanted it any other way. It's honestly crazy to think that we've gone from being little kids who couldn't go a month without arguing to standing here celebrating your graduation together. Time really does fly. Something I really admire about Simran is how hardworking, caring, and determined she is. She puts her whole heart into everything she does, and she deserves every bit of success that's coming her way. I'm so proud of everything she's accomplished, and I know that this is only the beginning. As we all start this next chapter of our lives, I hope no matter where life takes us, we stay just as close. I know we'll all be busy, but I also know that the memories we've made over the past 4 years are ones I'll never forget. Simran, thank you for always being there for me, for putting up with me, and for giving me so many memories I'll always laugh about. I'm so grateful our paths crossed again because high school wouldn't have been the same without you. Congratulations, I know this is just the beginning of all the amazing things you'll accomplish. I can't wait to watch you succeed, and I'll always be cheering you on. Here's to new beginnings, exciting adventures, and a future that's just as amazing as you are.
Hi Simran, hi everyone who's there to celebrate with her today. Unfortunately I couldn't be at the party, but I thought I would say a few words about Simran. I've been friends with her since freshman year, ever since our little science class, and every year since we've gotten so much closer, and I'm so lucky and grateful to be able to call her one of my bestest friends. I feel like we've been bouncing around between friend groups, but at the end of the day, like, she's one of the people in my life that have stayed stable throughout high school, and I feel so lucky that it's her out of all people because she's so kind and hardworking and passionate, and she's just one of the most beautiful people you'll ever meet. Not to mention she has a killer laugh that will literally, if you just hear it, like, you start laughing. It's just so contagious. But yeah, I'm so excited for college and the fact that we're both going to be living on the same dorm. It's just so nice to have someone who I already know and I'm so close with, just, a few rooms down, because I literally go to Simran for almost everything, whether that's family advice, school advice, friend advice, just because she's the type of friend that will always give you the honest truth and what she genuinely thinks rather than what you want to hear. And that's just, I feel so lucky that I have a friend who's like that because, we don't always make the best decisions. So we always need someone to help us stay accountable. But yeah, Simran, I hope you had a great party and I miss you so much. And we're not going to see each other for so long, but it's okay because we have 4 years of college ahead of us. Okay, bye.
Hi Simran, I'm really sorry I couldn't make it. I really wish I could have come, but alas, the Navy decided otherwise. I've known Simran for as long as I can remember. I still remember when we were younger, we would play on the swing sets outside of her apartment, and we used to have so much fun. But then she moved from being 5 minutes away from me to being 30 minutes away. But that didn't stop our friendship. We later created our own group of 4, Simran, me, Arini, and Deep. And I don't know if you still remember our promise to live in mansions next to each other. But even at a young age, it was clear to see how much kindness Simran has. She always included everyone no matter what, and just had such a nice energy. She lights up just any room she walks into. And I'm really so lucky to have her as a friend. Simran, you're going to do great things, and good luck and congrats again.
I'm not calling any particular name, so you guys standing over the corner, you will start coming one way on. Can we all have your attention, please? Thank you.
Okay. Simran and I are quite the odd pair. We don't have many mutual friends, and to some we might not make sense together. But I've been lucky enough to consider Simran one of my best friends since I met her in 8th grade. I still remember the day in FCS when Simran and I suffered through the infamous egg tong. It's been so long, I don't even remember what it's about, but I'm so grateful that it brought us together, and it's why we became friends. In the past 5 years, I've been able to trust Simran and rely on her through so many ups and downs because she's the most reliable person I know, and she's always there for her friends whenever they need her, and I love her so much for that. Simran, thank you so much for enjoying high school by my side, and here's to the next 4 at UConn. I know you'll do great things.
My name is Brandony.
And my name's Arushi.
First of all, I just wanted to say I'm really proud of you, Simran, of how far you've come. I'm so glad we went all through high school together. And since 8th grade spotlight, even though we hated each other, but it's okay, we came very far in our friendship. And I'm so glad I get to spend the next 4 years together. You've always been a friend that I can always count on, and you're always there for me. That's my favorite thing about you. And I'll always be there for you.
Simran, hi Simran. Sorry, I lost my voice a little bit, so we're gonna try to power through this. But I can confidently say that I was Simran's first friend in South Windsor on the first day of 3rd grade when I was assigned to be her friend and come pick her up. And since then, I'm glad to say that I can also be her final friend in South Windsor as we leave. It's been such a blast, and I know we had very fond memories and very not so fond memories in 8th grade. But through it all, we can laugh about our past and still make new memories together. And I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. And I'm glad to say you're also my best coworker and best friend. So we love you very much, Simran.
When she moved to town, and we were in the same 3rd grade class. When she moved here, she always just wore like a big chunky headband every single day. Like that's all I remembered from her. I would literally go home and tell my mom, like, oh my god, her headbands are so cute. I wish I had some. But I love that I've been your friend from elementary through middle school through high school. We've definitely been through a lot, and there's always ups and downs in a friendship. But I love being able to say that she signed every single one of my yearbooks, and we've had successful fights that we've gotten through, and I just love her so much, and I wish I could stay at the grad party the whole time, but I do have to leave, and I can only wish her the best at her 4 years at UConn.
With the microphone, it's not very loud, so when they're talking, I would just request you all to pay attention and keep the voice to the minimum, please.
Hello everyone, I'm Nandini, and when I first met Simran through our 40 toy rehearsals, I knew who she was, but I didn't really know her. It wasn't until all the sleepovers, late night conversations, and random hangouts over the years that I started noticing the little things that made Simran who she was. And one of the first things I realized was how jealous I was of Chinook. She really won the older sister lottery. Throughout the years, I always noticed how lucky she was to have Simran as her older sister. The type of sister who would share her clothes, surprise her with Taco Bell or crumble cookie, and somehow always know what to say during any situation. But the more I got to know Simran, the more I noticed the older sister quality she had with everyone around her. Even though Simran is only a year older than me, she has always had this calm and mature perspective that made me look up to her. Whenever something came up, she was always willing to help and do the right thing. Of course, there was this other side of Simran, the one who would randomly get up in the middle of a sleepover and do a palm tree dance. And her unforgettable laugh that made everyone cry from laughter. And honestly, I still don't know how one person's laugh can somehow sound different every single time. And then there's the music. I don't think there's ever been a time where Simran didn't know every single lyric on her playlist, whether it was in the car or her room. It honestly amazed me, and looking back, it makes perfect sense because music has been such a huge part of her life. Everyone already knows how beautiful her voice is and how humble she is about it. No matter how much she has accomplished through all her years of classical music, she has always remained the same grounded and down-to-earth person. Simran, thank you for all the crazy laughs, late-night memories, and for being such a special part of our Body Tour friend group. Congratulations on UConn, and I can't wait to see what you accomplish.
Hi everyone. who don't know me, I'm Aishani. I've known Simran since I was 9 years old, and I'm very happy to be here to celebrate her graduation today. Even though she's 2 years older than me, she's always been someone I've admired greatly. Her hard work, dedication, and determination have always been traits I've looked up to. I remember her coming to my house because there was a party or something, and instead of hanging out with the rest of us, she focused on her homework. And I remember thinking to myself, I want to be that dedicated to my work too. I'm incredibly happy to see her achieve this huge milestone. Simran, we're all so proud of you, and we are waiting so eagerly to see what the future holds for you. Congratulations. I wish you so much happiness, so much success, and all the best in college and the years beyond. Congratulations on UConn.
Hello, most of you know I'm Meet, and I've known Titli for a long time now. I've had lots of fun hanging out at your house or my house or whoever's house for lunch, dinner, all the plays and the vacations we had. It was really fun. I'm also never going to forget stressing about gunner exams as we always went last. And we're like, oh no, we're going to make this mistake, do that, but we always know you're going to cook as always. And yeah, I hope you have a good time at college, and congratulations, and you'll do really well.
Hello and good afternoon, everyone. I'm Rishan, and I've known Titli since I was around 4 or 5, so she must have been like 6 or 7. Sorry about that. But anyways, although I don't have a good enough memory to tell you about things from when we were younger, I can tell you about the amazing person that sat before us today and who we are all congratulating deeply. For me, every weekend was jam-packed with 4-H events or hangouts and whatever it was. And at all of those, there was always a constant. And that constant was a group of friends who 9 times out of 10 were there no matter what. And for me, that was a group, and that group had Titli. No matter what, she was always there. And whenever she was there, every hangout became super fun and filled with fun and laughter. So, I mean, that's what I just wanted to say about 4-H, but I just feel like 4-H definitely wouldn't be the same without you. And I just wanted to say that because I think she's such a major part of our friend group. If I were to describe Titli, I were to say 3 things, and that's that she is very compassionate. She has an ability to make friends and be very genuine, and then also her love and care for kids is so unique. Whenever she talks about camp with so much passion and enthusiasm, it's very heartwarming, and you can see that, and I feel like it speaks to her character very much. Beyond that, she's also a very good friend, because you can go to her and you can ask her for advice, and she'll be very genuine and honest and truthful, and she'll tell things to you how it's straight. So, I mean, congratulations, Titli. Also, one more thing. I don't think I could end a speech about Titli without talking about her very interesting laugh. I'm so sorry. But, I don't know who and what animal you took inspiration from. But whatever it was, your laugh is contagious, it's goofy, it makes every moment so much fun with you. And keep that laugh, keep being who you are. As you go to UConn, have fun, make friends, and I know you're going to do wonderful. Congratulations.
We just wanted to say how proud we are of Simran and how much she's worked so hard to be here. And she's just like the sweetest person we've ever met. And I Simran, I think, maybe 10 years ago. I moved into the neighborhood, and I think one of the most special things about the neighborhood is that there's so many kids, and we've made so many friendships, and one of those friendships that has come into my life is Simran's, and I think that's one of the most special things I've gained out of moving into the neighborhood. And we've always had so many fun memories, whether it was when me, Maeva, Simran, Kavya, we would always come and meet, and we would ding dong each other's doorbells every single day at exactly 5 or 6 p.m. And we would play for hours on end, and then our parents would be like, you have to come back inside, but we would never come back inside because we wanted to play for so much time. And there were just so many memories, whether it was trips, cruises, we went to Yellowstone and we became so close. And I think out of all those memories, the most important part was that Simran was always there for me. We became so close no matter what we did, and she was always so kind to me, and she was the bigger sister that I never had. And it was always just us 6, and I'll always cherish that, and I'm so proud of you for making it this far. And I'm excited to see what you will do.
Hi everyone, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Nida and I've known Simran since I was 8 years old. Some of my favorite childhood memories include growing up with her. We would always play pretend in her room and we would spend Halloween at mine. As we grew older, life naturally changed. School became more challenging, our interests evolved, and we each found our own paths. But one thing never changed, getting to watch Simran grow into the incredible person she is today. I've seen her work hard, overcome obstacles, and stay true to herself. She's someone who leads with kindness, supports the people around her, and never gives up when things get difficult. Watching someone you've known since childhood achieve something as important as graduating is really special. Simran, I hope you know how proud I am of you. Thank you for being such an amazing neighbor, friend, and role model throughout the years. I can't wait to see where life takes you next, and I know you'll continue to make the people around you proud.
Hi everyone, I'm Ahana or Gia, whatever you know me by, and I'm just going to start by saying that I'm not going to cry like I did at Tia's. I'm incredibly lucky to be standing here today to celebrate someone I call one of my best friends. Simran and I have known each other for pretty much our whole lives, but it wasn't until the start of senior year that we started to get closer. We never had any classes together until this year, and even then, we only ended up sharing one. Shout out Ms. Tubbins. It's kind of funny because one class doesn't seem like much, but somehow that was all it took. Between seeing each other every day and hanging out together outside of school, you quickly became someone I couldn't imagine my senior year without. I think one of the things I admire most about Simran is how she always is there to listen. She's the kind of person who will sit with you and let you rant for as long as you need to without ever making you feel like you're talking too much. And trust me, I've definitely tested that. I still remember one time we were going through the Taco Bell drive-thru, and I spent the entire drive talking about some drama from last summer. I don't even think she got more than a few words in, but she just drove, listened, and somehow managed to make me feel so much better. That's just the kind of person she is. She's always there for the people she cares about. I also can't have this speech not mention our trio with Tia. Simran's house is a very monumental part of our trio that it also happens to be the background picture of our group chat. Whether it be going out to eat, to watch movies, where some were better than others, or just sitting in her room and talking, it's all basically started at her house. So Simran, thank you for being such an amazing friend, and thank you for always listening, making me laugh, and for making my senior year one I'll never forget. I know you're going to do amazing things, and I can't wait to see everything you accomplish. No matter where life takes us, I'll always be grateful that I get to call you one of my best friends. I love you and congratulations, and you better come visit me in Pittsburgh.
Hi everyone, as most of you may know, my name is Tia, and I'm so happy to be here talking at Titli's graduation party. If little me knew that I'd prepared this long, heartfelt speech for Titli, she'd be a little confused as me and Titli weren't always this close. COVID really tested our friendship when we finally got each other's numbers and didn't really know how to properly text each other without sounding super dry. Titli has always been in my life, and I'm so grateful we got to grow up by each other's sides. In the Lalagomo Niyogomo play, we were both brides, so excited to get married and dance center stage. When we started doing plays, we got paired up as Shurani and Durrani and Sita and Ram. I guess fate knew we were bound to be best friends. One thing I love about Titli is how reassuring and honest she is. If I ever need to vent about something, she always helps calm down the situation and makes me feel at ease. With that, it's also so easy to talk to Titli about literally anything because we can genuinely see each other for an entire weekend and then immediately text in our house group chat making plans for the next outing. I cherish all of our life updates through all our texts, voice recordings, FaceTimes, and especially Hangouts. Every moment with you is memorable, such as our many movie trips followed by lots of different sweet treats. As we both head to UConn, I have no doubt we'll be keeping in touch. After spending orientation together, I know we have many more memorable moments waiting for us there. Just remember that no matter what, I'm always a 20-minute walk and a phone call away. I love you big time, and I'm so grateful to call you one of my best friends. Thank you.
Hello. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Arini, and I have the privilege of being one of Simran's oldest friends. I don't think I'm going to cry, but I apologize in advance if my voice shakes a little. Picture, if you will. Somewhere in the town of South Windsor sits a house as familiar to me as my own home. In this home sits a basement. In that basement sits, or at least used to sit until somebody in the audience started the process of dismantling it, a large Lego behemoth, formerly known as the Grand Hotel. And I mean, this thing was big. It had bathrooms, it had bedrooms, it had a huge foyer. I'm sure owning it must have felt like being Lego royalty. At least I know I felt that way every time I went over to Simran's house to play with it. Together, we would arrange and rearrange all of the little bricks. Sometimes it would be an add-on to the hotel. Other times we would use it to make something completely different. An extra room, a boat, a bus. Whatever it was, we would let our imaginations run wild together, using our creativity to build new worlds out of thin air and plastic with our own hands. Although, heaven forbid I took any of it home. I'm told that when we were much younger and still lived in sister towns, whenever I would pick up any toy of hers, she would say to me, "You can play with that, but don't take it home." It is to her credit and her character that she's the one who remembers this, and I'm the one who forgot. But I digress. I begin this way because essentially I think Simran's and my friendship boils down to this. We pushed each other to broaden our horizons, and each new world we created, every time we played pretend, ironically added another layer of depth and reality to our relationship. Simran and I met, as she is apt to remind me every now and then, as if I could possibly forget, when we were 3 and 4, respectively. And 15 years is a long time for this sort of depth to build. Now picture again, if you will, this Lego house, but this time place Simran and I in it. How better to think of us, because of course, our home is with each other. And that home is something we worked together to craft for a very long time. It was our family she turned to for fun and whimsy, as may be indicated by our lovely arguments of, "No, your house is better. No, your house is better." And back and forth until we ran out of steam, and had to agree that though her house was definitely the sleepover house, my house had an impeccable toy room. And it was her family I turned to for additional companionship and adventure as we navigated the difficult task of growing up. In Vermont, we learned ambition through silly games of air hockey in the middle. Alaska, patience and balance during our first time walking on glaciers. Puerto Rico, a sense of adventure in its bioluminescent phase. Looking at the Simran who stands before us now, one so kind, intelligent, and driven. I think we can all agree we ended up doing a pretty good job of it. Now that we're grown, I hope you're excited to look forward to bigger and better things, knowing that the ones who love you best are right behind you. My only regret now on this, the day of Simran's graduation party, is that this speech isn't like 10 times longer. But the weight of 15 years of memories is quite heavy on the tongue. And I think it is only if I loved you less that I'd be able to talk about it more. All I can give you now, Simran, is my sincerest congratulations on reaching this epic milestone, and hope that it conveys everything else I've left unsaid.
While they take the photograph, we'll open the stage for open mic. So any of the uncle, aunts, anyone who wants to.
Hi everyone, my name is Shalika. Anshuman, me, Vivek and Ankur, we worked together at Etna many years ago. And Titli, that time we knew more about each other's lives. And then as Yashantal said, different towns, life got in the way. But today, hearing all your friends talk about you has made me know you in a whole new way. And I'm glad, and now I want to hear that laugh. So please, everyone who wants to hear that laugh. And I want to echo what Sudeshna auntie said, Titli. You will take your work ethic with you, but if life ever gets hard, let's go home.
Hello. Hello everyone. Okay, my heart is pounding. I am Titli's Bharti Masi. Okay, I have seen her when she was I think 8 years old, because I think my son was 6. I have seen her at music school, holding her dad's hand, coming out. I have heard this little girl singing in a recital, and I have become her fan of her voice. Okay, I might blabber, I'm sorry about that. I have written my notes, but still I'm shaking. So that little girl has grown up, beautiful and intelligent young lady. We would like to congratulate you for all your achievements. You have come this far with your musical journey and your high school academics and other things. I know you will do good with academics in college, but don't forget to have fun. And I know you will be doing, you will be doing good out there, achieving your goal towards your success. But I would like to say one thing, Titli. Don't stop singing. You have to keep singing. I would like to hear your Western vocal. Remember that. Every time you come home, I'll ask you that have you made any videos of your Western vocal as well as your Hindustani vocals? You have such a great voice, Titli, so don't leave it. Few more things about her, because we are kind of family, Ankur's family and us. So many years together. It's like as a friend and family, sharing our everything. She is a very sweet girl, responds every time with a smile. Well-mannered, caring. I have experienced that a lot. Thank you to Ankur and Vivek. Give those two girls so much nice, whatever, I don't know. So you are stepping into a new world quickly. So sometimes you may face hard times, so don't forget us. Come back to your home, to your family, to your uncle, aunties. We are our extended family here.
I love you a lot, me and Abhi Uncle. We love your voice so specifically, and I know you dance well. So spread your wings, spread the color, enjoy your life, and always have fun, but be safe. Take care of yourself and achieve your goals. I love you.
Do we have anyone else from the audience who would like to say? Okay, I see your hands. Please come on.
Hi everyone, I'm Aurea. I'm friends with Simran. Hi Simran. I don't really have anything prepared, and I was a little peer pressured into coming up here, so I just want to say, Simran, you're so nice and funny and beautiful and hardworking, and kind of just reiterate what everyone else already said. I finally had a class with Simran this year, and I kind of always wanted to be her friend because we had like mutuals, but we never really crossed paths until this year. And it was just so much fun. Even though we really only saw each other like once a day, we were always talking. Our table was always getting yelled at, like Hannah mentioned, because we just never stopped talking, and it was just so much fun. We never really like saw each other outside of school, so we should definitely try to change that. But yeah, you're just really sweet and really great. I hope you have so much fun at UConn. Go Huskies! Thank you.
You guys were all waiting for. We'll call the biggest speaker in this hall, Simran's little big sister, Chinook. I save some for when she actually starts speaking. Sure, we'll get plenty of opportunity for that, right, Jill?
Hi everyone. I'm sure most of you already know me. I'm Lena. I've had the pleasure, along with a healthy amount of annoyance, of knowing my sister for my entire life. What a surprise, I know. And after all my 15 years of experience of being a sister, I think I've become somewhat an expert on what it means. On Google, the definition of an older sister is simply an older female sibling in your family. But if you were to ask me, a sister is so much more than that. A sister is someone who loves you unconditionally, even after you stained the shirt she specifically told you not to wear. No matter how many times I make her late in the morning for school, annoy her after she comes home from a long day of work, or take her things without asking, my sister never stops loving me. That kind of love is rare, and I hope that I can one day have that same level of care in my own heart. Out of all the teachers I've had and all the people I've met, Didi, you are the one who has taught me the most. Long before I had real teachers, I had you. We spent hours in the playroom inventing games, especially one favorite one, school, where somehow I was always the student. You'd hand me endless multiplication worksheets and make sure I finished every single one. Looking back, I guess that's where all the tutoring started. And then there was our never-ending Lego cycle. I'd spend hours carefully building the new sets we got, only for you to take them apart and create something completely different. Sometimes your creations were better, sometimes they definitely were not. But somehow we always ended up laughing and starting all over again. As we've gotten older, your lessons have changed too. They've gone from don't wear shorts with plaid to ones that matter most, like telling me to live in the moment and enjoy it all, because it will all slip away before you know it, after you came home from your senior yearbook signing. Even though I like to pretend I never listen, especially during the life lesson talks, there isn't a single thing you've said that hasn't stayed with me. As you head off to college and continue through life, leaving me with no one to pay for my Dunkin' or Taco Bell, I want you to know that I'll always be there for you. Whether you need curling your hair or assembling a nightstand, you can count on me. Not just because you're my sister, but because you'll always be my forever best friend. Congratulations, Didi. I can't wait to see everything you accomplish, and no matter where life takes us, always be your biggest supporter. I love you.
So many of you know Ankur is well known for doing great things and particularly launching great people. Like when my acting career was almost over, she relaunched me as Kumbhakarna, the huge demon, and that too in front of the kids who were yet to join preschool. So yes, I looked huge. So I'm not surprised that she is going to launch this beautiful butterfly into the world. But then that also reminds me of the famous dialogue of the DDLJ that says, लड़की जब जवान हो जाती है ना, तो माँ उसकी माँ नहीं रहती, उसकी दोस्त बन जाती है. And I can see that happening in front of my eyes. So without any further ado, लाजो जी, आ जाइए.
Simran told me, instructed me, underlined that I should not get sentimental, I should not cry, etc., etc. On this occasion, it's a tall order, but I'm pretty sure I'll meet her demands as I always have. That's what people, right? However unreasonable their demands are. So first of all, thank you all for being here to celebrate our graduate, Simran or Titli, whichever version of her you know best. Thank you for the love, affection, companionship, guidance, support you've given her over the years. And to those of you who spoke today, for your beautiful words and also the revelations, because we see our child a certain way. When we see them through the eyes of others, especially their friends, we learn a lot about them. Sounds like you truly are a good person, Mambu. So you all are the village. You all, each of you has helped shape who Simran is today, and you all are the village she will always be able to come home to. We're all very lucky to have that. So thank you again. There's a phrase in English, man of few words. Right? There's a reason why they never said woman of few words. So when I wrote this speech, which I went through many iterations, and I thought I had a final draft in the morning, and I sent it to Vivek to print. He printed it and said, I hope you know this is like 3 pages long and you're going to take 15 minutes. And I promised him that I would cut it short, and I tried, but I couldn't. So bear with me. Okay? And just remember, there's no women of few words. So when I first came to this country, I wondered, why do people celebrate high school graduation? It seems like a natural progression of things. But gradually, as I saw kids growing up and my own kids growing, I had the realization that it marks so much more than the completion of school life. It's a milestone recognizing their growth, achievement, and most importantly, celebrating the beginning of a new chapter. One where we will not be with them all the time, and one where we will hope that all that we have done, or whatever little we have done, either way, has given them enough strength and enough willpower to sustain the challenges of the world. It is the moment of letting go. So yeah, we're here to celebrate not so much her achievements, because in the scheme of things, she's a good kid, but so are all of the graduates here. A little bit of who she is today, but mostly our journey and this moment of transition. And also celebrating our journey to the making of this beautiful girl I'm so proud of. Of course, I don't tell her that enough. Her radiant smile, her smart nature, her respectful behavior, she's grounded in her roots and ready to spread her wings. She's honest and sincere, as you've heard. She has a wonderful work ethic and, lots of good qualities. And she's kind and caring to the core. But how was our journey? I want to share some snippets from that. I remember when we were getting ready for her to come to us, one day I hand washed all her tiny clothes and I folded them. And I marveled at how everything fit into one drawer in my dresser. And then this itty-bitty person who fit into those itty-bitty clothes came into our home and completely filled our hearts, our days, and our lives. There wasn't enough room in our hearts to give her all the love she deserved. Mamu, like your name says, Simran means smaran, which is a kind of prayer. So like her name says, you were our dream come true, the answer to our prayers. So naturally, I took it upon myself to shape you into the most perfect human being. Those of you who have ever collaborated with me on anything will know I can be a little driven. Let's say driven. So during your first year, Mamu, I took a sabbatical from work and spent every waking moment with you. I only slept after you slept. I made sure I woke up before you. We didn't turn on the TV while you were awake because we didn't want you to know what screen time is. We spoke only Bangla at home and you ate only homemade meals. If you got the tiniest cut, I googled plastic surgery. Being in India, we had help around the house, but they were doing chores for the house. Everything for you, I insisted that either Baba or do it ourselves. But life had other plans. We moved to America, you went to daycare. We had to practically teach you to watch TV so you could sit still for a bit. You did get addicted to screen time. You learned to speak English and eat French fries. And to my disbelief, I'm relieved you turned out just fine. As you grew, I started understanding you as your own person. And our friendship started to bloom when you were as young as 3, or 2 actually, when Chinook was on the way. Even before she was born, you made room for her in my lap and in your heart. She would say, Mommy, I'll sit here and baby will sit here. There wasn't a hint of jealousy. You embraced being Didi from day one. And before you were 3, you were already caring for her and looking out for her. Which you continue to do this to this day and spoil her, even though you tell us that we don't spoil her enough. But that caring nature manifests in so many different ways that we see. She calls my father every week, and she makes sure, like when she comes home from work or school and I'm working, she'll make me a coffee. And last Christmas, she made sure that I received the most number of gifts under the tree. Not many teenagers notice that mommy's stockings are never filled. So that's my girl. You were the cutest baby, the most affectionate toddler. As you grew into a tween, you became very shy, and mostly you had your nose in a book. You did amaze us with your steady work ethic, your compassion, and your commitment to doing things well, even when no one was looking. But I wondered if your soft nature would subject you to other difficulties, if you were too gentle for the real world. But then when your teens hit, I realized yet again how wrong I was. Because make no mistake, people, behind that polite, gentle presence with a ready laugh, is a prankster who can annoy anyone to exasperation, and a feisty soul who will call you out in no uncertain terms. When she thinks you're wrong, she often tells us, "No, that's not right." And then she has a justification of why we're not right. And then she will wear you down. When she wants something, she'll wear you down with her relentless arguments of why she should get it, until you just have to give up. And then the eye rolling. That's her core mastery. Sometimes she can do it without even rolling her eyes. So yeah, I think you'll be fine. High school saw you branching out, making more friends, putting you out there and becoming the strong, compassionate person you are. I do want to share some lesser known gems about you. Not once in high school did I have to wake Simran up. She woke up every day on her own. A month into 9th grade, she declared she would make her own breakfast, and she's done that since. She's a phenomenal pasta chef who can whip up magic on the stovetop in minutes with no recipe. She makes her bed every single day, even though she has to pick her way to it through piles of stuff strewn everywhere. She's an excellent driver. She probably added to my life expectancy with her good driving. She's the most reliable grocery shopper. I can tell her to get things like ginger or potato. She will pick the best ones out. And all of last year, she did the errand of dropping Chinook to her gazillion appointments, dropping and picking up Chinook to her gazillion appointments. And last but not least, punctuality. If I ever had a doubt between a watch time and a herd time, I deferred to her. And that actually happened. Like we were watching TV once, her curfew was 10 p.m. We looked at the clock in the living room and said, "Oh, it's 10. And we were just like, "Is she breaking her curfew?" And Lena said, "I don't think it's 10 yet. Look at the clock on the stove. It says 9:58. And sure enough, the garage door opened." So with all those qualities and all those experiences, you'll be fine, Mamu. I think I don't need to worry about you. I think you are ready. So those little itty-bitty clothes don't fit into one drawer anymore. They don't fit into a closet or the floor of a room, which is pretty much a small-scale landmine. Through all of it, I realized that I wasn't just raising you, you were raising me too. I started this journey thinking I needed to lead every step, and instead I learned that I needed to follow your lead sometimes. You've never been the loudest person in the room or the first hand to go up in an opportunity. Instead, you've quietly done things your own way, at your own pace, on your own terms. Ever so often, in your infinite wisdom, you have reminded me how important it is to live in the moment instead of hyper-fixating on the future, which I typically do. Some of my favorite memories aren't the big milestones. They are the hugs you always give and calm me down when I'm ranting about something, watching bad Hindi movies like Kalank together and commenting through all of it, and wandering to the mall with no agenda, and wrapping up our trips with greasy Chinese food. So Simran, as you get ready to spread your wings, I want you to remember a few things. Like Titli said, trust that voice inside you. It is wiser than you know. Know your gifts. It's important to know your strengths. We talk a lot about your weaknesses, but it's important to know your strength. Your kindness, your presence, and the beautiful voice that somehow makes the universe shift a little every time you sing. You are capable of so much more than you give yourself credit for. So dream big, go chase your dreams boldly. Make some bad decisions, that's fine. Don't be afraid to try, even if it means that you may fail. Failure simply means you were brave enough to try, and just put yourself out there. Because no matter what happens, I will always be your fail-safe. your soft place to land, your backup ride, your late night sounding board. No matter how grown up you become or how far life takes you, you will always perfectly fit right here in that curve in between my neck and shoulder and the deepest part of my heart. Last but not least, let me remind you, Mommy insists you are secretly a genius. Life will prove it right. You know why? Because Mommy is always right. So she is my friend, not just my friend, my friend.
Alright, now it's the time to call the man who has done utter injustice to the proverbial Bauji character. Like, who sings with their daughter, right? Like, what kind of Amrish Puri will sing with Simran? But that's the Vivek that we know. So before he says, Ja Simran, Ja Ji Le Apni Zindagi, let's hear back from him. Vivek Bhagavati. Thank you.
Good afternoon. For many weeks, I have been dreading this moment that I'll have to speak at Titli's graduation celebration. As you know, speaking on stage doesn't come naturally to me. It's and over and above that, there's a very hard customer who has been chasing me for many weeks. Daddy, have you been working on your speech? So I am on a nervous wreck right now. But I'll talk about a few stories. Titli is in kindergarten, and her school used to give away these prizes for different characteristics. At the end of the year, Titli wins the prize for kindness. And on the way back, Ankur tells her, if there is only one prize that you could have won, I'm glad it was the one for kindness. Even today, we feel exactly the same. A few years later, in the evening, Ankur is trying to teach Titli math. This used to be a very scary activity in the house because there were meltdowns very often. And this particular evening was one such evening, unfortunately. Titli is on the verge of tears. Titli asks, why do you scream at me when I don't understand math? Uncle, I'm mad because this is such an easy concept and you're not paying attention. What would you do if you are trying to teach someone and they just refuse to focus? Titli's response stayed with us forever. If I were teaching someone, I would try to explain better. If they still didn't understand, I'd think I hadn't explained it well enough. But I would always be kind. I would never scold them. So it's no wonder that children naturally gravitate to Titli. She has been a camp counselor for the last 3 years, and Miss Simran is one of the most popular teachers there. I still believe that if there's one value you carry into this world, let it be kindness. Even when you're surrounded by unkind people, even if you are mocked for your kindness, and when the richest man in the world says the fundamental weakness of Western civilization is empathy, then God knows the world needs a lot of kindness, and you have your work cut out for you. Fast forward a few years. Titli now just turned 13. We go to a restaurant for a buffet meal, and per habit I say 2 adults and 2 children. So once we are seated, Titli realizes that the adult rate kicks in at 13. So she insists that we pay the adult rate for her and says that she is ready to pay the difference. So she offered to pay that $10 difference when her total asset wouldn't have been more than $50. because she said that is the right thing to do. Of course, that was the right thing to do, Mamu. And over our years with you, you have taught us so many more right things to do. As William Wordsworth said, the child is the father of the man. You have shaped our lives as much as we have shaped yours. And I'm sure there will be many, many more moments of wisdom and enlightenment that we'll share with each other. Love you, Titli. I'm not done. कहानी अभी खत्म नहीं हुई because there is something very special that I haven't mentioned yet. A love that we both share. It's music. I believe that Titli gets her interest in music primarily from me. She has been inclined to music from a very young age. I remember when she was about 1 year old, there was this low platform in our house, and she would, like 6-7 inches high, and she would climb that platform and pretend sing with a toy mic. We have always bonded over music. Her interest in Bollywood and Western classics come from me, and my interest in modern pop genre comes from her. I introduced her to Shreya Ghoshal and Eagles, and she introduced me to Taylor Swift and Olivia Rodrigo. A very precious memory. When we both used to learn singing from Kusturi, her music class, the drive back from the class used to be a very cherished and eagerly anticipated time for both of us, because we used to put on our favorite songs and sing together on the way back. And sometimes when we were very close to home and a mutual favorite came up, like Afri Afri, Titli would say, "Daddy, let's take the long route home." And there was this additional loop which we had marked out just for these occasions, which would increase the drive time by 4 to 5 minutes. We used to get calls from home. "What happened to you guys? Dinner is getting cold." And he would say, "Oh, our classes ended late." And I always kept reminding Titli never to spill the beans. So these are memories that we'll both carry forever. But there is this one moment that in my mind takes the cake. It's the first time we sang together on stage. 2013 Hemant Utsav. Titli was 5.5, I was 25 as always. And the song was about another Simran from another world. Coincidentally, Animesh was the anchor for that event as well. We'll try to recreate that memory today. We'll just use one single mic because it's the only one that really works.
Because the bell is Simran and my name is Simran too. And Daddy likes it because when he was in college, he went with my mommy to watch.
देखा तो ये जाना सनम, प्यार होता है दीवाना सनम। तुझे देखा तो ये जाना सनम, प्यार होता है दीवाना सनम अब यहाँ से कहाँ जाए हम तेरी बाहों में मर जाए हम
देखा कोई जाना सनम प्यार होता है दीवाना सनम यहाँ से जाए हम तेरी
जाना सनम मेरा है क्या सब कुछ तेरा जा तेरी सांसें तेरी तुझे देखा तो ये जाना सनम प्यार होता है दीवाना सनम तुझे देखा तो ये जाना सनम तुझे देखा तो ये जाना सनम प्यार होता है दीवाना सनम अब यहाँ से कहाँ जाए हम तेरी बाहों में मर जाए हम
तेरी बाहों में मर जाए हम
We're almost towards the end of this little program. Before I hand it over to Titli, I'll just say this. Keep spreading your wings, keep chasing your dreams with the same determination and the humility that have brought you here today. Keep filling our lives with your music, your kindness, and your beautiful smile. Congratulations on your high school graduation, your extraordinary accomplishment in music, and the exciting journey that awaits you. May your wings always carry you towards new horizons. Ladies and gentlemen, lady of the house, Titli. Simran.
Hi everyone, thank you all so much for coming today. Even though I've interacted with some of you more than others, every single one of you has had an impact on my life in some way, and I'm so grateful that you're all here to celebrate this milestone with me. First, thank you to my neighborhood friends. I truly couldn't have asked for better neighbors or better friends in my life, and I'm so lucky that we all got to grow up together. To my school friends, thank you for making school so much more memorable and honestly so much more bearable. I definitely couldn't have survived some of those classes without you guys. To my family friends, thank you for always being there, from sleepovers, birthday parties, to the many moments in between. You've been such a constant in my life. Thank you to my aunt, uncle, and cousin for being here today and never missing a chance to spoil us, even from Singapore. This next part is going to be in Bengali for my grandparents. দাদুনের দিদুন, আমি খুব লাকি ফিল করি যে আমি তোমাদের মতন গ্র্যান্ডপ্যারেন্টস পেয়েছি। যখন আমরা ছোট ছিলাম, এভরি ইয়ার তোমরা এত জার্নি করে আসতে আর আমাদের সাথে থাকতে। দাদুনের কাছে অঙ্ক শিখেছি, আর দিদুন তুমি সবসময় আমাদের সব ফেভারিট খাবার বানাও। আর সব থেকে ভালো লাগে যখন মাকে বকা দাও। Back to English. To my sister, thank you for being my hairstylist, outfit critic, room cleaner, and the most brutally honest person I know. Even when I don't want to hear it, you're always the first to tell me the truth. I'm going to miss getting Taco Bell with you and arguing at 6 in the morning before school over who's wearing whose clothes. And lastly, to my parents, thank you for always doing the most for us and supporting me through everything. Mommy, I'm gonna miss coming home and telling you every bit of drama or random story from my day. Dad, I'm gonna miss our spontaneous friendlies and dinner trips. Thank you for every opportunity you've given me and for always being there for me. I love you both very, very much. Thank you all again.
Little sister. Oh, yes.
Thank you all for being part of the celebration and being such a wonderful audience too. Lunch is served, and while we are eating, we'll do the game. If you have a favorite memory with Simran to share, please write in a card. If you have not written already, we'll read it and challenge her. Somebody will read it for her. I hope you're reading her name. We'll ask her to identify who it is, who wrote that.